From Virginia comes Oak Hill. They are ranked number 1. Tonight, number 1 meets number 2 in Atlanta. Welcome, everybody. We're on the campus of Georgia Tech. Delighted to have you with us for a rare occurrence. The top 2 high school teams in the nation. Oak Hill Academy, the Warriors, already 10-0 against Norcross from Georgia. The Blue Devils, they are 3-0. With Fran Frischel and Steve Bardo, I'm Gary Thorne. Welcome, everybody. Not many opportunities to get this kind of a matchup in high school sports, and I think appropriately being done in Atlanta.
You're right, Gary. Number 1 Oak Hill takes on a Norcross team that is representative of the basketball explosion in the state of Georgia, and particularly, Stephen Bardo, here in Atlanta.
Well, we see this from the opposing team in Oak Hill. One of their starting forwards, Howard Tompkins, from right here in Wesleyan, Georgia. So tremendous talent here in this area. We'll see it on display tonight.
You're going to see a lot of kids that a lot of recruiters are taking a look at. Why don't we take a look at a couple of players?
Well, Nolan Smith, the only returning starter from last year's national championship team, the son of former Louisville Doctor of Dunk, the late Derek Smith, is the prototype Duke recruit. Think of him as a combination of Daniel Ewing and Chris Duhon. Coach K is going to enjoy coaching this young man.
Now we look on the other side for Norcross, Georgia. Yanni Lawal, prototype power forward. Paul Hewitt here at Georgia Tech has got to be smiling to secure this young man. Honor roll student, excellent citizen, and extremely hard worker. And guys, he's got a college-ready body already and ready for that rough and tumble ACC coming in as a freshman.
Take a look at our starting lineups. They are presented by Honda Oak Hill Academy with Legion, Jennings, Smith, Vaughn, and Tompkins. Norcross, Muhammad Naismith, DeMercy, his first season here. Aminu and Lawal, whom we were just talking about. A lot of talented players. Number 1, Oak Hill will be in red. Number 2, Norcross, with a lot of fans on hand since they are from Norcross, Georgia. Lawal on the tap. It'll be taken immediately to the board and knocked away. We'll see if these teams can settle in early because it's early in the season and a big game, a little nervous.
You're right, Gary. Look out on that court. 10 high major players right now.
Mohammed dishes off into the corner. That's for 3. That's an in and out offensive. Lawal, and knocked away and out of bounds.
Just from that exchange underneath the basket, looks like they're going to let them play a little bit, which is good. They get on a college court. They can get college-type calls a little bit rougher than the average high school game.
DeMercy got it into Mohammed. They go back into the corner. Aminu tried to go inside, couldn't. It was kicked away, and Smith came away with it.
Gary, the key for Norcross is to keep this Oak Hill team out of transition. They average 92 points a game.
They will run. 654 wins, 22nd year. Steve Smith, unbelievable win percentage. And that's not possible. Oh, my Lord. In red, Oak Hill's got it in forecourt. Vaughn, that's for 3. That's another one that goes in and out. And immediately you see the running game. Muhammad leads it up court. Tariq Muhammad, who was a sophomore at 6'2", 5-point man, but a good playmaker. Battle underneath, and there'll be a foul called. And on the other side, Eddie Martin, 5A champ from Norcross, and 112 wins, 5th season.
And he's only won 90% of his game.
Too bad. Makes it tough, doesn't it? Pass in again is going to be lost. Tompkins brings it up, drops it. The pass back is deflected out of bounds. Naismith got the deflection.
Brandon Jennings, coach, you talked about him a lot. Exciting young man there, especially a southpaw. A little bit different attack than guys are used to seeing him come full speed with that left hand.
Well, you're right. He's heading towards USC in a couple of years.
Thompson gets it back in underneath. Smith had the roll-off. We're not getting the shooter's touch early in the ball game. Aminu came away with a rebound. Mohammed brings it up. Aminu gets it back. Goes in for the reverse.
I'll tell you what's important. Steve Smith told us, Stephen Bardo, there's not a lot of depth on that Oak Hill front line. Norcross going inside early.
Jennings, a great playmaker. He's a junior. He's going to USC from Compton, California. Wanted to be close to home, so that's where he's headed. Tompkins on the turnaround. He's got it.
Boy, that's a nice move there by the big fella. You can see why everyone is high on this young man with this inside-outside game.
That's why there's a few college coaches here tonight.
Yeah, a few. Hey, end-to-end. that's Tariq Muhammad, the sophomore.
Probably the least recognized guy on the court because of his age, but showing you early he's ready for the stage.
Only a sophomore. That's Smith, whom we talked about in the open. Triple team underneath doesn't work. Up and in. That is Alex Legion.
Alex Legion showing you some of that Big Ten muscle along the baseline as he's headed to Michigan next year.
Fast pace in this game at both ends. DeMercy from the outside missed. Rebounded. Up, no good. DeMercy grabs onto the rim but missed the basket. Legion on a 3-on-2. Great feed. Stuffed by Smith.
That's what Brandon Jennings does. Get him out in the open court, and Smith and Legion will have a field day tonight.
These could be two college teams playing right here.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't it the way they've started this game? Here's Muhammad all the way in again, and a left-handed layup. Wow.
And Tariq Muhammad, there was some question whether he was going to be able to play at a sprained ankle, but a national television audience and playing at Georgia Tech, I think, will take that swelling down pretty quickly.
He's got 4 points in the game. That is Trey Tompkins, the junior. Big man working outside with Smith. Now they get Vaughn, get Tompkins underneath. Trying to run through the lane. Ball got bobbled. Smith picked it up, lost it. They still control. Tempting the stuff on the tip. No good twice for Vaughn.
You're right, Stephen. They are letting them play, and that's good.
In the alley-oop, up and in. Lawal, got in the wall. What a great setup. He's got his first two. That
was two ACC recruits. DeMercy from Florida State to the future Yellow Jacket.
I think these two teams are ready to play. Here's Jennings. He's the playmaker. Legion. Alex Legion, the senior. He's got great size, but will play outside. He's 6'5". Jennings wants the lane, gets it back, up over the defender. Had to go too hard with it. And again, the fast break. Muhammad's got it. Muhammad in a 2-on-1. Dishes into the middle. Layup around the rim and off by Naismith. These teams want to go at it. To the other end, Legion. Legion trying to go baseline. Triple team gets blocked from behind by DeMercy.
Tell you what, this is a great pace to play at. Steve, you'd have loved this basketball, Stephen Barnum.
That's right. Get up and down, play above the rim.
And the referees have done a nice job of letting the tic-tac fouls go early.
Find out if the referees are in shape in this game from the foul line. That one's no good. DeMercy missed that one. Boy, what a pace. Looking into the middle. And that one's going to get blocked to the near side. Up comes Jennings with it. Jennings, great dish the other way. Up and in by Smith. Wow.
Room service for Nolan Smith.
He's got 4. Back the other way to Mercy. Hello. He had a sit out last year waiting to become eligible. And this season he's taking advantage of it.
Guys, this is like a prize fight. And early on, the champion, if not been knocked down, at least has been rocked with a couple of blows.
That's right, and you can tell the miles are wide open. They haven't gotten that second win yet.
That one is up for 3. That one's going to be high off the rim. Vaughn had it knocked away from him. Amino's already got 6 rebounds. Feeds ahead to Naismith. Tony Naismith, the senior, going to Oklahoma, has got 2.
A nice building block for Jeff Capel as he starts that era in Soonerland.
Right back up Oak Hill. We'll keep reminding you, in red, Oak Hill, the #1 team ranked in the nation. Norcross, the opponent, #2. Underneath, foul will be called, and the basket is good. Great play by Smith.
Oh, Smith, I tell you what, showing his body control at the hole.
What a tremendous start. When you got 1 and 2, you hope you're going to have a great game. Well, what a start we have had here on the alley-oop. These are high school players. Donnie Lawal socking it home.
If you stink, it wouldn't matter if you were the last guy on earth. Try new long-lasting Red Zone Clear Gel from Old Spice. Our strongest clear gel ever.
Oh, stop playing with me, you old whippersnapper. Check ball.
Check.
Ball game. I got him, Wise. I got him. Oh, yeah. Woo! I'll call you back.
Uh-oh.
Where you going?
Got you.
Be on you like white on rice. Like flies on shut your mouth. Oh, foul! Foul! Foul!
Foul.
No foul. No foul. I said check, boy.
It's check. Let's go, man.
Let's go, Wise. The sky hook. What about that? He don't want to play no defense. He too cute. Time out, time out, time out.
Halt! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Answer my 3 questions and I'll let you pass.
Are you kidding?
What's large as a mountain but as small as a... Hey, how many people you got in there?
8.
Whoa, is that a DVD player?
Maybe.
Do I smell cookies?
Hit the gas. That's 3.
Beloved by humans,
Hey.
envied by trolls. The Pilot from Honda.
ESPN2's presentation of the Old Spice High School Showcase, presented by Nike, is brought to you by Old Spice. Smell great. The LeBrons and NikeBasketball.com. And the 8-passenger Pilot.
What a beautiful night in Atlanta, and what a beautiful start to this game. I'm telling you, this is an amazing start. Only 2 turnovers. That amazes me the most.
2 turnovers, and these teams are playing at breakneck pace. Of course, Oak Hill loves to get out and run with their backcourt led by Brandon Jennings. I mean, this is just racehorse basketball. There's the dish, and Nolan Smith with the finish. How about the other end for Norcross?
And Norcross is trying to keep up with them as well. Ahead to Naismith with an open flush, and I think this favors Norcross because they're a little bit deeper than Oak Hill. Oak Hill likes to play 6 guys. They might want to try to tire them out.
Go to the foul line here. Maybe the only way we slow this game down. We haven't had many of those either. 6 points so far. That one is up and in, so he gets the 3 on the bucket and the foul shot for Nolan Smith. He's got 7. Little pressure being put on now. Norcross in white. Oak Hill, the number 1 ranked team, in red. They break it easily behind the back pass. A little too fancy and out of bounds.
Well, that press defense really set up a sped up Norcross team. That time not productive.
Naismith, that's the 3rd turnover that they have committed. Brought back into court by Oak Hill. Now we slow the pace down a little bit. Legion. Terrence Boyd, number 5, has stepped into the game. There he is with a basketball, and no. Going to be waved off. He's going to be called on the offensive push.
Well, he's got that body built by Jake, and he put it to use right there, but a little too much contact in the open floor, young man.
Yeah. Well, but he's got a linebacker's build with those shoulders and arms there.
He's from football territory,
Yes,
Norman,
that's
Oklahoma, right?
Don't give Bob Stoops any ideas.
DeMercy, Lawal, Mohammed. They've got their starting 5 still in there. Working Naismith again back outside. The defense has tightened up a little as the youngsters slow it down a bit and try and work the half-court game, which is going to be tough the way the D are playing. They're in the jerseys. Aminu trying to go to the foul line. Double team. Pass got deflected away. Naismith, nice play. Tony Naismith, a senior.
I love his body for a point guard to be that thick.
And he made up for that mistake before, going to the basket instead of trying to be a little bit cute around the basket with that wraparound pass.
Tony Naismith, who is the son of former UMass player Horace Naismith. See that strong build? Jeff Capel could have used him last night against Villanova.
Mohammed wanted the alley-oop. Lawal, I believe, got a piece of that. And it is out of bounds on that far side. Good effort by Smith, who's down. Talk about coaches.
Coach Capel could have used himself last night as bad as they got pounded. And you see Roy Williams there sitting on his left. Who's who in college basketball here tonight?
That's because you got a who's in high school basketball out on the floor.
That's what we talked about, the great explosion of talent in this area.
Lawal got it off. Naismith, boy, can he go to the hoop. That is Tony Naismith, a senior at 6'5", 6 points in the game.
Talked about the building blocks. Jeff Capel already with a top 10 recruiting class.
Biggest lead of the game. Norcross up over Oak Hill, 16-11. Number 1 and number 2 going at it. That's going to be a foul. No basket on it. Foul on Lawal. Tradition, tradition, tradition. When the schools are playing the kind of basketball you get here, you get a lot of tradition. Look at Oak Hill.
Well, there it speaks for itself. How about this, guys? 7 point guards that have played for Steve Smith have gone on to the NBA. The likes of Tyron Lawson and Rod Strickland, Stevie Blake. 2 first-round picks a year ago in Marcus Williams from UConn and Rajon Rondo from Kentucky. Pretty
Great
good
players, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Missed the first one. Try it again. He's got a couple of points so far in the ball game. Trey Tompkins puts that one up, and it is good. 6'9" junior, averaging 15.7 points a game. Keep in mind, Oak Hill's already played 10 games and won them all this year, and a steal at the other end. Mohammed was trying to work it in, had it batted away. Jennings. Brandon Jennings wants the lane, finds it, tries to dish off, blocked out of bounds by Denzel Jones.
And we talked about that great point guard tradition. Now, this is my order. This is where I think they're going to end up. Now, they're all great players. You see they've all gone on in the NBA. Brandon Jennings, I've got number 3 right now, only a junior.
Spin around, goes in and out, and a whistle underneath on the rebounding action.
I tell you what, you looked at that list. You got high praise for Ty Lawson to put him in front of Rocket Rod Strickland.
You know what? I talked to Coach Smith, Stephen, last year about that. And he loves Rod Strickland, but he said Tywan Lawson, the best point guard to ever play at Oak Hill. And I agree with you, because Rod could cause some headaches.
Man, I tell you what.
With the basketball, this is Mohammed. He'll be guarded by Jennings. Pretty good matchup right there of two fast players. Near side, Denzel Jones, who did not start, a sophomore, 23, and that one's thrown away. Behind Mohammed, could not get to it. 38 seconds left to go here in the quarter. ESPN is the stellar college basketball game Sunday night. Glenn Davis leads the LSU Tigers against the Texas Longhorns and their star freshman Kevin Durant. Sunday Showdown presented by Altel Wireless ESPN. That's Sunday at 8 Eastern, and it's in HD.
Kevin Durant actually spent some time at Oak Hill Academy before moving on to Montrose Christian.
Alex Legion misses that one. Rebounded by Aminu. Aminu brings it up. Aminu's got 7 rebounds already, but lost the basketball.
Now he needs to get into those guards, but he's trying to show his game out here.
Jennings. Ooh. Wondering why he didn't get the 2. He'll go to the foul line. Mohammed with a foul.
Jennings is one of those guys that's similar to a football running back that's faster with the ball in his hand than he is without. Got another speed there, and he went to that 5th gear as he got to the paint. You see here he's going, and then right there that sudden burst with the ball fake. That's a heady move by the lefty.
Sometimes I call those guys, Gary, punt returners, because they'll run a few back and then they'll fumble a couple.
There is the junior, great free throw shooter, and this time, of course, knocked away. He's an 82% free throw shooter on the season in the first 10 games they've played. Mohammed brings it back up. Only 12 seconds to work here. Norcross with a basketball. And that one's on the line. So with 7.8 left, a chance for Oak Hill.
No, Stephen, I think that as long as Oak Hill doesn't get in foul trouble, that their guard play may be the difference in this game.
6 turnover gives them the chance. That's for 3, and that one's good by Ace Smith. Nolan Smith at the buzzer. The senior going to Duke has got 10 points in the first quarter, and he ends it with a tray. And we're right where we started, except a whole lot's gone on to get there. The end of the first, the number 1 and 2 teams in high school basketball are tied as a result of Smith's three-pointer, 16-16.
Every day, Progressive does something that's, well, progressive. They have this ticker that shows their car insurance rates and their top competitors. Right now on Progressive.com, you can see actual rates that people are getting. Sometimes Progressive is the lowest. Sometimes they're not. Hey, if they're this helpful when you're shopping for car insurance, imagine how they'll be once you're a customer.
College football's heroes of the past welcome a new member to their exclusive club. Saturday night, one college football player will transcend greatness and become a legend. Will it be the Buckeye senior leading the nation's top team, Notre Dame's prolific passer, or the sensational sophomore from Arkansas? The Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Nissan, Saturday at 8 on ESPN, followed by Ali Rapp.
Crime happens, sometimes leaving victims to fend for themselves, and too often the criminals go free. You can help. Train online for a career as a victims advocate, law enforcement officer, crime scene investigator, and more. Crime will never stop happening, but you can help slow it down.
Call Westwood College online. Call toll-free 800-810-3559. That's 800-810-3559. Call now.
We love watching movies at home, so we thought, hey, let's get a dish.
We shopped around.
There's a lot that these dish guys don't tell you.
They could charge you extra for this and extra for that.
There's something about an activation fee and buying equipment. How's that a good deal?
Satellite over Charter Digital? Don't buy it.
When we added it all up, Charter was the way to go.
Charter was the way to go.
I just said that.
For more movies and more value, call 1-888-GET-CHARTER for this great offer on Charter Digital.
Oak Hill ran off 5 straight points to tie this ball game up 16-16. A lot of great stories in this game. Some of these kids have had to wait for the chance, and there's one of them.
Jordan DeMercy, a terrific story about him that last summer broke his wrist early in the AAU situation. Had to drive himself to Indianapolis to get into the Nike All-American camp. Waited 4 hours to see if there were no shows. Got into the camp, made the All-Star team, and was an overnight success basically on the AAU circuit.
Great story, and is he taking advantage of it? Big time rebound again, leading that fast break. Reverse is no good. Somebody hit the rim, but there's no call on it. They had an opportunity for a call, didn't get it as Jones went in, and probably should have had 2. Jennings comes the other way. Jennings, hard pass, too hard to Smith.
Good look by Jennings. He's got great court vision, but Smith not ready for the bullet.
Third turnover committed by Oak Hill in the game. 16-16, second quarter just underway. We're at Georgia Tech for this great high school basketball game. I mean, a nice turnover.
Man. How about that touch? Jump hook from about 12 feet.
Hey, that looked a lot easier than it actually is there. With defense in his grill as well. Showing the touch, a little handle out front, hitting the glass.
Amino put it in. Amino missed that one as he reached over. They're going to go into the middle, try and find some room. Trey Tompkins takes it in. He's got 5.
How about this, Gary? Tompkins and Amino were teammates at Wesleyan High School when they were young players about 2 years ago.
Got a chance to say hello to one another in a lot of rough ways. That one hard off the backboard by Amino that time. A wild shot. Jennings, who can really run it, goes to the middle, dishes off, Legion in, got it.
Great look. Jennings reminds me a little bit. This might be sacrilegious, Steve Bardo, but how about Kenny Anderson?
Oh, no, I think you're right on with that. Guy that goes north-south with the basketball is a scoring threat, so he can draw the D and is allowed to kick to his open teammates. And those guys, they run for a point guard like that because they know they're going to get the rock.
Amino had coverage by Tompkins. They'll break it out again the other way. Legion brings it up, wants to set it up. Jennings has got it. 20-18, Oak Hill on top. We're just underway here in the second quarter. They got a pick, run the lane. Tough layup by Smith.
Great curl by Nolan Smith. Right into the lane. Little chest bump.
He's got 12 now. Smith, the only returning starter on this Oak Hill team, but they got a lot of transfers to help him out, but no question. Number 23, they look to as a leader.
I talked to Dave Tellef, the guru of high school basketball recruiting, who said this young man is a hybrid. He's not a point guard. He's not a 2-guard. He's one of those Duke-type players that's going to be able to do a lot of different things for Coach K.
He and Jennings don't kill each other on the congratulatory bump. Oh, my gosh.
Boy, from 2 minutes left in the first quarter till now, Oak Hill is really taking the ball game over. And one thing you see Norcross doing now, they're getting Gani Lawal back in the game. He's only gotten 1 shot attempt this evening. They've got to get him involved some kind of way, whether it's fast break opportunities or second chance points off the offensive glass.
Taking a chance too, Gary, because Galal's got 2 fouls.
Yeah. Oak Hill's got an 11-2 run going to take the lead, and turnovers on the floor, turn back over again. I mean, he turns it inside, it'll be lost. Lawal could not handle it.
That's where you do a bounce pass. There's too much traffic in there right there. Either go for the lob or bounce pass, and Big Phil's got an easy do.
Donnie Naismith with 6 in the first quarter, the leader for Norcross. And that's going to be a foul on the hard drive to the lane, Julian Vaughn. And the whistle will put him to the line for a couple.
Well, the irony there is that foul committed by DeMercy, his future Florida State teammate. There's so many angles to this game in terms of all these guys that have played against each other in the summertime, playing with each other in the future.
DeMercy got his first foul on that. Julian Vaughn's got a couple, misses that one. He's out of Reston, Virginia, a transfer, joining the program as a senior here at Oak Hill this season. He'll get a second chance, and it is up and good, and that's Vaughn's first point. Well, Vaughn makes it a 23-18 game. Norcross, the 5A champions under Eddie Martin here in Georgia, looking to defend that title. 3-point range, but no shot. Muhammad outside, had it blown away. Jennings knocks it away. Jennings gets it the other way. Jennings. Make the layup first, son. Rebounded by Legion. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded up. It's Vaughn.
Wow.
Well, Leonard Hamilton and his coaching staff are about 4 miles away playing Georgia State right now. They're going to hustle over here after that game.
Tell you what, Coach Smith needs to get Brandon Jennings a new tire because he blew that one going in for the dunk.
Big time rebound up and in by Gani Lawal, 6'9". Georgia Tech's where he's going. Lawal's got 4 points in the ball game. This is for three. Smith got it.
Don't leave him open. Talked about his versatility. We've already seen at deep range.
He's got 15 points in the ball game already. He is averaging 23 on the season. Norcross will try and answer it with a three of their own. Around and out. Rebound is up and in by Lawal. Nobody in the lane to block him out. He's got 6. Jennings hustles it up. Smith on the dish into the middle, loose ball, and a turnover that'll come the other way. Here's Mohammed. Missed it. Rebounded up and in by Aminu.
Just when we said it, Gani Lawal has sparked this ball club, gotten on the offensive glass against the zone. That time made a heads-up pass for a big man, threw it over the defense to lead the guard to the bucket.
These teams have got guys who can throw the basketball a long way and on the money. Spin around in the corner. Smith had no room to go. There you see one of those cross-court three-pointer.
What a great pass. Wow. What a great pass, Gary. Talked to some college coaches about Nolan Smith. They said he's got a basketball computer in his head. Very rarely makes a silly mistake on the court.
Hasn't made him here. Naismith could get an assist. No, Lawal missed it. What a big crash by Amino in there. That's going to be a foul, though, crashing with a rebound. Couple of fouls called. 3:38 left to go here in the first half. Oak Hill's got a 31-24 lead. Up and down we go. A break in the action on the court. And Old Spice takes us off the court with Nolan Smith.
I'm Nolan Smith here with my teammates. This is Oak Hill basketball off the court. We had the privilege of playing against top players in the country every practice.
Brandon Jennings, Alex Legion, Big Julian Vaughn.
Most comfortable shoes I ever wear. I wear these everywhere. Just teenage boy stuff.
One of the best guards we've ever had. Everything that's going his way is something he's worked for and deserves.
Coming to Oak Hill, there's a lot at stake because you have to live up to reputation. Josh Smith, Jerry Stackhouse, Jeff McGinnis. It's my father. I felt it was necessary to just have him on my side. The last thing he told me was always keep a good attitude. Oak Hill to me is all about just getting better in every aspect of just being a person.
Good luck.
And that was Nolan Smith, our Old Spice off the court players from Oak Hill.
Great story. Nolan Smith's dad, Derek Smith, of course, longtime NBA player, doctor of dunk. You see the tattoo. Was an assistant coach with the Washington Wizards. But let's look back a little bit at that great career he had. 1980 national championship, the Doctors of Dunk. Went on to play a long career in the NBA. Interesting guys. Johnny Dawkins played with Derek Smith. Got to know him, and Johnny was spearheaded the recruiting for Duke University on his son, Nolan. How ironic it is, and what a great fit he's going to be for the Blue Devils.
I think so, and like his father, he's one of those big guards who's wiry, strong, can out-physical you around the paint, but can also out-think you on the court. But I tell you what, I'm looking at this young man. His old man was Jordan before Jordan came along. He was that type of athlete, tremendous player when he first got with the Los Angeles Clippers right out of college. But this young man should have a promising future under Coach K.
He certainly has had a promising game so far here as Smith has been their leader, going up and down the court, 15 points. He is 6 for 8 from the floor in this game.
And as Fran said, he's taking good shots, not forcing the action. He's got arguably the best point guard in the country feeding him the rock. So he just has to run, get into spots and keep his hands up so he doesn't get hit in the head with a pass.
Now, best point guard in the junior class, because don't forget my man O.J. Mayo in that senior class.
That's true. That's true.
And a few others too. Derrick Rose. And Eric
Gordon's got something to say about that as well.
Jennings and Smith working it outside, looking as Legion. Legion high off the iron and up and over, and it'll turn it over.
I got a chance to see Eric Legion this summer out in Las Vegas. He's going to be a very good player for Tommy Amaker. That's one area he must improve on, that long-range J. More of a slasher to the rim. He's got that great body.
Legion, a transfer from Detroit, joining this team. Back with it in forecourt. Norcross has got it. They're slowing it down. They're going to do the lob in the corner. It was read and blocked. Still got it. Had it blocked again. Boy, I'm telling you. Even the shorter guys on the court go up and make tremendous blocks. Mitchell Anderson, that last one.
Everybody in basketball has that lob play.
Want to remind you, college basketball doubleheader Saturday, George Mason and the Blue Devils. That'll be at 2 o'clock Eastern. That one up and 8 points in the ball game for Amino, and Amino's had a tremendous game both off the boards and putting him back in for points. 31-26.
Well, he's one of the few underclassmen that those college coaches are here to see.
Smith puts it in again. He is hot. He's got 18 points in the basketball game. We got 2:30 to go in the first half.
What efficiency. That's right. What efficiency.
And what we're seeing right now is kind of unusual. Oak Hill will go to a zone, but Norcross rarely plays a zone. Coach Martin said he barely knows how to spell zone, but he's having to go to it right now with a little bit of foul trouble.
Naismith gets caught in the double team over there, and then they're going to take the timeout in order to avoid the turnover. Delighted to have you with us here in Atlanta. We're on the campus of Georgia Tech. Number 1 Oak Hill from Virginia. The Oak Hill Academy Warriors from Mount of Wilson, Virginia. They are number 1 in the nation against Norcross from Georgia, the number 2 team. And this game has started and is being played as you would anticipate at 1 and 2 to go.
Well, a high level of talent. Obviously, every player in the starting 5, be they seniors, juniors, or sophomores, are going to be playing at high major basketball level, and that's why you see some of the highlights we've seen so far.
Guys, how do you build on each of these programs? How do you get to the point where you're this good in high school?
Well, in Oak Hill's case, Gary, now they are a high school. They're not a prep school. You have no, 50-year guys. They have established a national reputation so that an Alex Legion leaves Detroit Country Day, where Chris Webber and Shane Battier played to finish his career here. Norcross, on the other hand, part of that explosion we talked about, a great talent in the Atlanta area.
DeMercy able to hold that one in. Good play, and they result 2 points coming off that. Amino got it. He's got 10 here in the first half. Nice play by DeMercy. Coughed it up in the pass in, but then held on to it. Jennings working off that high pick. They got nobody down low. They keep the man up high. Spin around, Vaughn up. It'll be battle for him. Amino's got it again. What a game he's having. 12 rebounds in the first half. But then they cough it up 2-on-1 the other way. Jennings, hello! Out of bounds off Legion.
Well, Jennings, you can see the frustration. That's the second time now he's thrown an on-the-money pass. This time dropped out of bounds.
And Jennings likes those assist totals, so you better catch him when he gives them up, because he may not come back to you after that.
He's averaging 14 assists so far this season. Mohammed with 1:29 left to go. Lob pass into the corner. Naismith back to him. Mohammed looking. Got a double, now they high and low post going here. DeMercy back out to Mohammed.
The best offense against this matchup zone of Oak Hill appears to be on the offensive glass. There you go.
In underneath foul call. The wall got it down low. And he will go to the line. Coming up, our halftime report as Darian Hubert will be standing by. They'll get you caught up on all the news and action from around the sporting world, including a new head coach in Miami. Bama making offers in the high school top 25. That's all coming up.
Hubert Davis and Stephen Bardo are too young to remember this, Gary Thorne, but this reminds me of when freshmen, this would be like a JV game, back when freshmen were ineligible. This could be Georgia Tech and North Carolina out here in the preliminary game to the main game.
Lawal misses it. Smith got the rebound. 34-28. Oak Hill leading Norcross, and Oak Hill's got the basketball with 1 minute left to go in the first half. Jennings, they got a pick at the top for Smith, who goes the lane, got bumped around. Legion nowhere to go. Jennings and Mohammed have been matched up all night. Good dish into the middle, a hard drive, couldn't bring it home. Tompkins held in by Smith. 43 to go, first half.
Every loose ball Oak Hill is able to come up with. Sheer hustle.
Effort over the top of the foul call. Aminu, he thought he had it clean, his first foul.
Nice up and under there by Julian Vaughn. He understands Aminu's a shot blocker, so he gave him the little eyebrow head fake. Watch this pump fake, Steven. Gets him in the air, takes it to the rim. Good move.
Good job by Vaughn and Tompkins inside, really working the paint with an assortment of fakes and up and under moves. Very well schooled from Coach Smith.
Foul shots game like this will become more important as it rolls along. Julian Vaughn misses the first. He's got 3 points so far in the basketball game. 37 seconds remaining. Up and good. 1 out of 2. 4 points in the first half.
You know, and as good as the guard play has been, particularly for Oak Hill, both teams' inside players I've been very impressed with, physically taking that ball to the rack.
And a lot of times we talk about the big guys here in the United States wanting to be more perimeter oriented, but we're not seeing that this evening. We've seen Aminu a couple times try to make plays, but for the most part, he's done most of his damage in the paint.
Going to go for the last shot, under 10. Mohammed's got it. Norcross trying to get the last 2 points here. Got to hustle this one up. Naismith lost it. Jennings has it. Jennings dishes it off. Smith's not going to have a chance. And this first half comes to an end. And did it ever fly? Literally. Oak Hill 35, Norcross 28.
Well, it's been the type of pace we thought we'd see, especially with guard play. But I think Norcross has kept this Oak Hill team at check in terms of the up and down games.
All right, when we come back in our second half, expect more of the same, because when you're number 1 and 2, you got a lot to prove and to stand up for. Dari, Hubert, and Len are standing by. They'll have our halftime show coming up. It's 35-28 Oak Hill.
ESPN2's presentation of the Old Spice High School Showcase, presented by Nike, is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Training in the pool.
Baby, we can go anytime. You just let me know what's good for you.
You can't get through Detroit training in no pool. You think Michael trained in the pool? No, I don't think so.
Stop looking at my lemonade.
Here I come. Cannonball. Ah!
Oh, you got Pop Sweat.
Don't make me get out of this seat.
Come on in.
My yacht, cool.
He won't get in the water. He don't want to get his hair wet. Pretty boy.
Hold that thought. I'm gonna call you back.
Oh, Lord.
Years ago, it started with a click. Progressive made car insurance easier by putting it online. They were the first. And 29 million quotes later, they're still doing it better than anyone else. So see how Progressive Direct changed car insurance forever. And it all started with a click.
Are coming too.
Introducing Red Zone Deep Cleansing Body Wash. The active formula with microbeads. Cleans deep, down to the pore.
I thought you said he was a fan.
Old Spice Deep Cleansing Body Wash. Nothing cleans deeper.
Who will join the elite Heisman fraternity? College football's top individual honor will be awarded Saturday night. Is it a coronation ceremony for Ohio State's Troy Smith? Or can Brady Quinn of Notre Dame and Darren McFadden of Arkansas add a little intrigue? We'll see Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
And with that, welcome you into the ESPN studios. I'm Dari Noka. Got a little bit of red-hot college football news as the University of Miami has a new head coach. According to the Miami Herald, 40-year-old defensive coordinator Randy Shannon has accepted the position as he will replace Larry Coker, who was released from his job as Miami head football coach. More college football news. West Virginia head coach Rich Rodriguez is reportedly mulling over an offer to become the head football coach at Alabama. ESPN's Joe Shad reporting Bama's offered Rodriguez a 6-year deal with about $12 million. An answer is expected by Saturday. Jake Delhomme, Carolina starting quarterback, sprained a ligament in his throwing thumb and is listed as questionable for this weekend's game against the Giants. If he is out, expect Chris Winkie to get the start for 6-6 Carolina. More news, Tommy Harris, Bears defensive tackle, could be out the rest of the way with a hamstring injury. Bob Bradley, interim head coach of the U.S. national men's soccer team after Jurgen Klinsmann pulled himself out of consideration for the job. And Gil Mesh has signed a 5-year, $55 million deal to pitch for Kansas City. College basketball on Saturday. Lots of good college basketball on ESPN. Last year's Cinderella Final Four team, George Mason, hooking up with number 9 Duke at noon Eastern. After that, a big one in Milwaukee as number 20 Marquette battles in-state rival Wisconsin. Badgers ranked 12th in the land. With that, we welcome you back into these studios. Hubert Davis, Len Elmore. We're going to play a little Take Your Pick, and we're going to start with that 12-20 Wisconsin battle, Wisconsin and Marquette. Hubert, take your pick.
Well, I really like Wisconsin. I mean, this is a team that really gets after it on the defensive end. They're holding teams to close to 60 points a game. But I really like the backcourt. Orlando Tucker, Cameron Taylor, averaging over 30 points a game. They can score in many different ways and also get after it on the defensive end. But I think the difference is that they will be able to throw the ball down low on the post. Brian Butch has been absolutely fantastic, averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds for Wisconsin.
Well, I'm going to go with Marquette, and hopefully the Marquette team that shows up is the one that beat Duke and not the one that lost to North Dakota State. As good as Dominic James and Wesley Matthews were against Duke versus North Dakota State, 6 of 22 from the field, including 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. Wisconsin is equally as athletic. They're probably bigger, but they've had trouble defending the spread floor offense, which is what Marquette is going to do.
Yeah, Marquette, in terms of minutes played, top 6, all underclassmen. All right, that'll do it from here. Right after this, keep it here. We're going to get you back to the big high school matchup. Number 1 and number 2 in the country. Oak Hill Academy, Norcross, Georgia. Second half coming up next.
In all the world, there are a select few who at their very core are capable of incredible transformation. Under the most grueling conditions, they are shaped, hardened, sharpened, ready to stand among the most elite of all warriors, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Separate yourself from the herd. The 5-star safety-rated Ridgeline from Honda.
NBA Friday. Top scorers light it up. The Wizards, led by Arenas, take on the Sixers and Iverson. Then, the Heat look to D-Wade to carry them past the Nuggets and Melo. NBA Friday on ESPN. Coverage begins at 7:30.
Tonight, quite frankly, Bengals stars Rudy Johnson and TJ Hushmanzada are in the house. Plus, I've got Jermaine Taylor, Karan Butler, Desmond Howard, and Jeff Van Gundy, all after the game on ESPN2.
Detective Joe Miller had a regular life.
Stuff keeps disappearing in the room.
What room?
The magic room.
Until he opened the door to room 10 at the Sunshine Motel. It's not a real place. A room that gives ordinary objects extraordinary powers. What does the comb do?
It stops time.
A room that can take you around the world and back.
We can go anywhere.
A room that can tear the universe apart.
There are events in motion that are far greater than you could understand.
The Lost Room, a Sci-Fi Channel miniseries event, premieres Monday, December 11th at 9.
Sudden craving for steak? Then head to Golden Corral for the tender Applewood sirloin filet. And introducing the new teriyaki sirloin filet. Marinated tender fillets wrapped in Applewood bacon with all the best side items to go with them. Every night on the buffet. Because you never know when the craving will hit. And now try our new easy-to-use, easy-to-give gift card. Golden Corral. Everyone deserves a good meal.
ESPN2's presentation of the Old Spice High School Showcase, presented by Nike, is brought to you by Progressive Direct. For car insurance, think easier. Think Progressive. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today.
With Fred Rochelle, Stephen Bardo, I'm Gary Thorne. Welcome back, everybody. 35-28 halftime. Warriors have the lead. We have the number 1 and 2 teams, high school-wise. There are others to be considered.
Well, Huntington, West Virginia, of course, O.J. Mayo's returned home, but they have a steal going to Oklahoma, Chris Hurley, and the best uncommitted player in the country, Patrick Patterson, a 6'8 forward.
And you talk about Simeon there at number 7 representing Chi-Town. Derrick Rose is the man for the defending state champions, but also Tim Flowers, their inside guy that does plenty of damage. Look for them to maybe repeat again this year as state champs.
We turn the page.
Well, of course, Harvey Catani at Fairfax and Ed Azam at Westchester in L.A., 2 of the great programs on the West Coast, traditionally in the top 25. And, of course, Stu Vetter at Montrose Christian just produced a guy by the name of Kevin Durant.
And there are 5 more to be heard from.
Bob Cimino at Mount Vernon, another strong club up there. So many great players through the years coming out of Mount Vernon, going back to the Williams era, Gus and Ray Williams.
Price the King also with the guard play as well. So some traditional powers in that top 25.
And high school basketball, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s was one thing. Into the 2000s, it is a whole new game, receiving national attention, especially when you have number 1 against number 2. Second half coming up.
Every day, Progressive does something that's, well, progressive. They have this ticker that shows their car insurance rates and their top competitors. Right now on Progressive.com, you can see actual rates that people are getting. Sometimes Progressive is the lowest. Sometimes they're not. Hey, if they're this helpful when you're shopping for car insurance, imagine how they'll be once you're a customer.
Introducing the rebirth of cool. Gatorade Rain. Start crisp, finish clean. Stay cool in the heat. Gatorade Rain.
After I dunk, this contest is gonna be over. I wanna write it, direct it, produce it. Come on, Pops. I ain't got all day. It's almost over. Yeah, I've been waiting for this a long time. Ooh. Oh, my back. That was off. My back. 4.6. 4.6. I didn't ask you how tall you was. Stop that, pretty boy. 4'6". I'm gonna have to call y'all back. Show me what you got.
No, stop showboating all the time and show us something.
Well, here it comes. Pretty good. 7.8. Your dunk was garbage. Come on. It's your turn.
I don't do that dunk contest stuff.
What's wrong with you? Shoes too tight?
All right, man.
I've been waiting for this.
It ain't been nothing good like that since Sanford and Son. Dunk contests are bourgeois.
We get set for the second half, and the stars that we thought would shine here in this high school basketball game have, in fact, done that tonight.
Well, look at Oak Hill and Nolan Smith. Look at the efficiency of this young man. Has got 18 points here in the first half on only 9 shots, scoring over half his team's points, and the strength in the paint with the contact.
Well, Daniel Mawal's been in foul trouble, so we've seen the emergence of the junior Al-Farouk Aminu. Remember that name? Already a double-double in the first half. 10 points, more importantly, 12 rebounds.
There you see the statistics here for Oak Hill. The field goal percentage 45, Norcross at 50, 3-pointers 4 for 8, as Nolan Smith 3 for 4 himself from 3-point territory. What amazes me is the turnovers are as low as they are. Norcross started piling them up a little later in that second quarter.
That's the difference, I think, in the backcourts. Both front lines have really battled each other, but this backcourt of Oak Hill, 3 high major, top 30 players, Stephen Bardo.
That's right. And when you have a point guard like Brandon Jennings, who will go through the traffic and set Legion and Smith up where they need to be. It cuts down on those turnover opportunities when your quarterback has the rock most of the time.
Maybe one of the surprises here in that first half is Aminu out there. He had to sit out. He transferred from Wesleyan, played on the JV team last year. Can you imagine that? And now number 42 is a junior. And what a first half he had. We are ready to go. Norcross in white, the number 2 team in the nation in high school, against Oak Hill in red. They are number 1. Mohammed, who's worked the offense throughout the first half, will try and hold that one in and does.
Little 2-3 zone now, and they're trapping those corners.
DeMercy goes back out on top, wanting to go the lane. That's Amino, whom we were talking about. That one partially blocked underneath by Vaughn. Came free again. Naismith was able to hold it in. Now Aminu's staying out deep. And that one goes off the iron. He comes back and picks it up.
Good hustle by this junior.
He fooled Smith. Smith didn't think he was going to be able to get to the ball. And a foul will be called. First foul here as we just get underway. That'll be the first on Smith.
You know, Gary, Al-Farouk Aminu has an older brother, Alade, who plays at Georgia Tech. Now, he's just a young player, but if I'm Paul Hewitt, I'd probably play him a little more.
Start looking, I'll tell you that much. Why not? Mohammed DeMercy on the near side. They go into that high post and trying to drive the lane. High off the backboard, no good. Rebound off the rim, no good. And then batted away. That was DeMercy who went up there and was banging around the iron but couldn't put it home. And Aminu in there as well.
Oh, that is a high major front line Norcross has.
And you could tell Coach went into halftime. Coach Martin told his guys, we have the advantage in the paint. And we can crash the glass and get to the bucket, get them in foul trouble a little bit, and dent that zone defense, because they really struggled penetrating the front line of the matchup zone in the first half.
Legion got charged with a foul, sending Aminu to the line. Legion gets his first personal foul. Aminu off the front on that one. Free throw shooter. He had 2 for 7 coming into this game. He's got 10 points, make it 11. And a 35-29 lead for Oak Hill. They've got the basketball. A little pressure put on in the backcourt by Legion. Jennings, a tough man to take the basketball away from. He can handle it. Averages 14 assists, 15 points per game this year. And that one is good. Alex Legion.
Off a set play, a little zipper screen up to the foul line, and good recognition by Legion to create that space.
Mohammed got it off into the corner. Naismith. Naismith had a lot of room going into the lane. He's got 8 points in the ball game, and here we go running again. They get it up underneath and couldn't be handled by Tompkins. Trey Tompkins got under the basket alone, but had to pass threaded through some folks, and he didn't see it.
If Norcross can get some contributions on the offensive end from Naismith, that will really loosen things up in the paint area.
They're going down low. Big spin around off the far side by Lawal was no good. Rebounds being controlled the other way. Jennings. Jennings, the quick pass. Good one underneath. Vaughn. Vaughn was open.
Really simple but efficient pass. First Jennings to Smith. And look at Smith with a nice touch pass. Vaughn not able to finish.
Boy, it is tough under there with the kids the size they are defensively. What looks like easy baskets aren't. There's another one right there. That's going to end up being a foul. Lawal's going to be charged with it, and it'll send him to the line. Talk about these two teams being 1 and 2. You figure you're going to see some of the nation's best players.
Well, you're right. This is, this is the senior class. You got guys like Aminu out here and Muhammad. Some of the young players like Boyd, who hadn't shown us much tonight. This area, Gary, right now, so many of these kids from the Georgia area, we were talking about the 150 today. There's got to be 20 to 25 high major prospects in this Atlanta metro area.
That's right, and we didn't even mention Jordan DeMercy on that list, who's going to Florida State.
Jennings had it knocked away. Mohammed on the kick. And Norcross is going to draw the foul on Mohammed. Mohammed reached in. That's going to be his second foul.
We saw an outstanding big guy in the first game. Jeremy Price going to Georgia. Tommy Izzo's got a steal, and Chris Allen from Meadow Creek, a guard.
Jennings gets the pick, looks underneath first, takes the shot. Great pump. He was looking to dish, didn't have anybody, so he took the 2.
No defense for that right there. That's just the creativity of a jazz saxophone player making something where there was nothing.
That one off the backboard on a pass to Mercy, could not get it. On a run, Jennings, biggest lead of the game. Jennings up, double move, tip. That one's no good. Third, fourth, still battle for. That was Vaughn who tipped it up there a couple of times. 3-on-1 the other way. Amino, look out. And that one is good, and he did not travel. He's got 13 points.
You know, he went off the wrong foot. It looked like a travel, but that's graceful to be able to do that, misstep, and still make the layup.
That's 6'8".
That's a big point. 40-33, biggest lead of the game now. Oak Hill has it, and Oak Hill has the basketball. Trying to drive that middle with a couple down low on the zone. Nowhere to go.
Boy,
Tompkins tried.
What a front line.
Muhammad back underneath the Mercy. Double teamed. Up and in, and he got fouled.
Boy, Muhammad missed Jordan DeMercy on the baseline, though. That could have been a highlight reel. Chose to go to Naismith, who made a fantastic shovel pass, and we see the back end of the play. Jordan with the left hand in the contact, showing you some versatility in that game.
Thompson's got his second foul. Chance for a three-point play for DeMercy. He's picked up 4 so far in the ball game. Jordan DeMercy, 6'7". Florida State's where he's going to go, and he puts it home. He's got 5.
Well, remember, because he transferred, he did not play as a junior. Even though he got a state championship ring, doesn't feel like he earned it. He wants to get another 5A title under his belt.
Set play. Oak Hill going for it here with Jennings. Smith work the high post. Tompkins. Now he backs underneath, trying to give a little lane. Smith, and he gets rejected by Lawal. Lawal reached up and knocked it away. Bounce pass on the break. Stolen. Legion stolen back. Shot. Amino no good. Jennings looking. He's got 2 up court. Jennings has got 4. What a pass. Smith lost it out of bounds.
Another pass that's not been able to be handled by Smith and Legion. And Brandon Jennings showing his emotion. I think you got to keep that in check a little bit, but man, has he got good court vision.
You see him coming up the court full speed with the shovel pass through the defense. Nolan, you got to catch that one, buddy.
It's like playing with Nolan Ryan, Gary.
Yeah, that is a fastball, I'll tell you that, but you got to hang on to those. Muhammad's got it back outside. Norcross going underneath on a little alley-oop. Lawal could not get to it. They turn it over. Here comes Jennings again. 4 to go here in the third quarter. Jennings, great pass to the near side. Boyd up. Yep.
Man,
off the bench.
That's a really good no call right there. Many high school games, that would have been a foul. Good job of the referees letting them play.
That would have been 2 fouls.
Yeah. Well, they've got 3:55 left to go in the third. Oak Hill 42, Norcross 36 so far. That #1 ranking holding up.
Hey, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Oh, and my parents are coming too.
Introducing Red Zone Deep Cleansing Body Wash. The active formula with microbeads. Cleans deep, down to the pore.
I thought you said he was a fan.
Old Spice Deep Cleansing Body Wash. Nothing cleans deeper.
Yo, what are you up to Saturday night, huh?
I'm not exactly sure, but since I'm the new SC, the element designed to kick it with the city dweller, I'm sure to be something sick home slice.
You should hit up the club. I'll be laying it down on the 1s and 2s.
You spin.
You're talking to the world famous DJ Underground? I got a little pair of earphones and I'm all like...
Yeah, that's fresh. But I thought there were certain things a DJ needed. Like a neck.
You know what? Just for that, you can wait in line with all the ugly people.
In all the world, there are a select few who at their very core are capable of incredible transformation. Under the most grueling conditions, they are shaped, hardened, sharpened, ready to stand among the most elite of all warriors, the few, the proud Marines.
10 years ago, it started with a click. Progressive made car insurance easier by putting it online. They were the first. And 29 million quotes later, they're still doing it better than anyone else. So see how Progressive Direct changed car insurance forever. And it all started with a click.
Norcross has got a big crowd here. We thank some of the young ladies for that. and the affection is returned. And right now, Oak Hill's got the lead, 42-36. Talk about some great players in the country. How about these?
Well, to me, it starts with O.J. Mayo. In my mind, the #1 player in the country. 2 state titles at Cincinnati's North College Hill. He's back home in Huntington, West Virginia to try to pair with some other great players.
And then you got Eric Gort from Indianapolis, who broke the Fighting Illini's heart when he decided to take his game down the street to Bloomington, Indiana. Outstanding combo guard.
Now, this is just a list, guys, of my top 5. Certainly, there's a lot of different ways you can go. Kevin Love, an outstanding big man, singler going to Duke. And Michael Beasley not far behind that group. He'll go to Kansas State.
Oak Hill with the basketball. Alex Legion. Oak Hill's got the lead, 42-36. Working it down low. Nice turnaround shot by Trey Tompkins. They're getting their points inside. Norcross has had 28 inside. Oak Hill has had 18 now. Both teams working down low, and the foul. Mohammed went up and got fouled on the arm.
Coach, you were talking about Love, Kevin Love. A lot of people think he's #1 player in the country, but the young man on the floor tonight fed him the rock in the AAU. Brandon Jennings on that team that you're going to talk about here in a little bit.
One of the great AAU teams I've seen, SoCal All-Stars last summer. Taylor King going to Duke, and Brandon Jennings going to SC eventually. Kevin Love, UCLA.
Mohammed gets his second. That one's in and out. Big rebound up and no good. Second big rebound. Amon's up and nobody got fouled. Amino with a second effort will go to the line. Tremendous basketball game. #1 Oak Hill, #2 Norcross. We are at the Alexander Memorial here on the campus of Georgia Tech with Fran Fischel and Stephen Bardo. I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us here. And this has proven so far to be everything that we could have hoped for with 1 and 2. Amino puts it home. He's got 14 points.
You know, it's been the backcourt of Oak Hill versus that front line of Norcross, really, that's kept the Blue Devils in this game.
Amino averaging 14+ points a game and misses that one. He's at 14 right now. DeMercy reached for it, couldn't get it, and it went off him.
As we look at Amino, he's a year younger than his grade, so he's 16 as a junior, so tremendous upside for this young man.
What a rebound night he has had. He's got 16 rebounds in this basketball game.
Against the #1 high school team in the country.
Yeah, I mean, he's had great positioning underneath and hauled him in. His transfer from Wesley, and he's 6'8". He's a 67% from the floor shooter. Pretty big number. A lot of those obviously coming close to the basket. Want to remind you, ESPN is a stellar college basketball game Sunday night. Glenn Davis will lead the LSU Tigers against the Texas Longhorns and their star freshman Kevin Durant. It's Sunday Showdown presented by Alltel Wireless. ESPN's got it Sunday at 8 Eastern, available in high definition on ESPN HD.
Big Baby Davis took care of #5 Texas A&M the other night. Now he gets a chance to go up against Rick Barnes' young Longhorns.
And he did it in impressive fashion, and I guess he's eating designer tofu this year as opposed to the chocolate chip cookie, so the big fella a little lighter on his feet.
Designer tofu. My daughter's a veggie, so don't tell me that, because I'll be eating it for Thanksgiving next year. Shot is up by Jennings, and a wild one that went off the far side. Triple teamed underneath. Ball comes loose, but got to be a foul somewhere in there. There was nowhere to go. That'll be the third called against a Legion in the game.
I'm surprised Jennings forced that shot. He's been relatively under control tonight. Watching him play in the summertime, he's one of those guys that when he's not going well, he can keep both teams in the game.
Norcross got to get back into this now. They're shooting at 45%. Both teams are from the floor. Norcross has some costly turnovers, 16, 8 so far for Oak Hill. And that's right now is proving to be one of the big differences in the game. DeMercy gets it underneath. Big turnaround. See you later, Trey Tompkins. And Pierre Kent's come into the game. Walked out of bounds. DeMercy will play it in.
That last possession, the ball movement is what Norcross needs against this zone. Got the long front line and the quick hands out front with Brandon Jennings. Makes the cross-court pass tougher. They need some penetrating passes in the paint.
The walls on the high post, nobody underneath as they work the two forwards off the baseline in the old 2-1-2 offense. They can't get it in, though, to get any cuts around their center, who moves down to Mercy for 3. That's off, no good. Rebounded back up off the side of the basket.
Kent only a sophomore. He's He came in going 35 miles an hour. This game's at 70.
Oh, what a pass. Alex Legion Jennings, that was a little bit of magic. Now you see it, now you don't. Alley-oop the other way, the ball up and in.
That's a good job by Gotti, running the floor, knowing that he's got to get some easy looks. Beat his man down the court, post up strong, and finishes. That's a good job by Lawal.
You made a good point early in the game about the depth of Norcross, and maybe Oak Hill's only playing 6 guys and they're fatiguing a little.
Smith has got it on the far side. Haven't heard much from him here in the second half as he gets bottled up along the sideline. A foul as he tried to go. Smith had a big first half, and here in the second half has not had the basketball very much.
Well, they're trying to deny him, and unfortunately, when you play a team like Oak Hill, a lot of high school teams can double team the man. They can double team the best player, but you'll get burned if you do that against Oak Hill.
Naismith was called on the foul, non-shooting foul here. Held back in by Jennings. Jennings and Muhammad have gone at it all night. Muhammad switches off here. Legion shot, that'll come off into the corner to Mercy.
Tough shot fading to the left corner.
Norcross tied up. Gets a nice pass off. Oh, that rebound is absolutely stuffed by the wall. Holy moly.
It started because of Aminu with that athletic ability not to travel in traffic and then the dish off.
This game is cut to 4.
Wow.
46-42. Norcross making a big comeback, and they got a lot of fans here creating some noise. Smith not shooting. They're looking to go underneath. Vaughn was trying to bounce it in and then followed up the cut. The Mercy knocked it away. Good play. Didn't get called a foul. Knocked it away again. What a play by DeMercy twice.
Well, it's interesting, guys. Watch this catch in traffic and then the dish by Aminu. And a great follow by Lawal. And I got to tell you guys, very rarely is Oak Hill in a battle like they are tonight. Over the course of a 40-game season, they're blowing teams out, and Norcross is sticking around.
40-1 Oak Hill last year. That means there weren't a lot of big, tight games.
That means kind of like when Tyson used to come in the ring, it was already over.
You saw Aminu walking away as they've lost him for a moment. Looks like a problem as he was headed to the dressing room. And he's just outside here on the trainer's table, working on, looks like some kind of a cramp. I've had a number of players with cramps here tonight. There was an earlier game, a couple of clubs, and it worked there. Smith misses it. He's got 19 points.
You know, it's interesting. Even though Oak Hill is loaded, as they are every year, 4 new starters for Steve Smith. So you wonder how these guys are reacting in a pressure situation like this.
Smith getting the second one, now has 20 points in the ball game, slowing it up. Norcross in white, 38 seconds left to go third quarter. They want the last shot.
I like this choice, too, because they're starting to get momentum. They're going to control how many they go down, either 5 or 3 or possibly 2. But I like this decision by Coach Martin. Try to get the last shot, buy yourself a little bit of time.
Would Dean Smith be proud of this or what?
Yes.
Huh? Look at this.
But you'd be surprised, Gary, how many college teams shoot the ball too early in this situation. So let's see if Norcross can maintain possession to the line.
They're waiting for the 10-second mark. They found it. Bouncing Legion. Up no good. Rebounded. That one's going to get blocked. Oh, what a block made on the near side. Smith got into it, and that one's got to be out of bounds. So some tremendous action here has brought Norcross in the third quarter well within reach. 47-42 is how we'll go to the fourth quarter. Smith trying to go through. Lawal knocked it away at the other end. Lawal again. Each end success.
Here's Michael at the foul line. He shoots over Elo. No good. Michael misses. Cleveland wins. They're waving beyond your round.
If you're a fraction off, it can change everything. On the field and in the lab, where Gatorade scientists test and retest athletes so we know exactly what their bodies demand. Precision counts. Out there.
Bulls win! Bulls win!
And in here.
Teams from 24 countries compete for global bragging rights. Stuart Sink leads the U.S. against a field of the world's best, including Ireland's Padraig Harrington and Canada's Mike Weir. The Barbados World Cup. Coverage continues tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN.
Tonight, quite frankly, Bengals stars Rudy Johnson and TJ Hushmanzada are in the house. Plus, I've got Jermaine Taylor, Karan Butler, Desmond Howard, and Jeff Van Gundy, all after the game on ESPN2.
People say we're more like an old married couple than roommates.
Only we're not old and we're not married.
At least we agree on one thing.
Charter high-speed internet.
Yep.
Now we have the fastest internet connection around.
And we have the extra security and features that I want.
Plus up to 10 email accounts and spam filtering.
I would say it's the one good idea you've had.
I thought of the tiki bar. What's wrong with the tiki bar?
I don't like it, and it doesn't match.
Get even more value with Charter high-speed internet. Call 1-877-SAVE-181 today.
This month, the Showtime Emmy-nominated Sleeper Cell returns with an all-new television event.
Who are you?
Sheikh of a group of mujahideen whose sole purpose is to avenge our defeat in Los Angeles.
Your boy is never going to be safe again.
When the next attack happens, where will you be? Sleeper Cell, American Terror, this month.
See it on Showtime.
Right here on Charter Digital Cable.
Call now to order.
Don't have Showtime? Watch the complete first season of Sleeper Cell on charter.net.
Our Old Spice High School Showcase presented by Nike. That's high tops, not high shoes. 47-42, Oak Hill over Norcross.
There's a young man, Ghani Lawal, a local kid who the Georgia Tech staff targeted as a freshman. You see Paul Hewitt there, and Chris Bosch was very impressed with this young man as he showed up as a young high school player to play here in those pickup games.
Vaughn goes in, and Vaughn went in a little too hard. So great effort there as a star, a young man. His mom's sitting right behind us here tonight.
His mom's very proud of him on and off the court. Honor roll student, mentor to some of his fellow students, and just a young man that you can be proud of. And like Fran tells us, he's the typical Georgia Tech recruit.
Vaughn got his second personal foul, and the youngster we're talking about, the senior, goes to the line here. He averaged 17 a game last year. He's got a 10.7 plus rebounds a season right now. They're playing in only their fourth game at Norcross, and they can't wait to get him here at Georgia Tech.
That's I watched them practice this afternoon. A very young, talented team, and talk about Georgia Tech and the high academic standards. Lawal will fit right in here.
He's got a 3.8 GPA. That'll get you there. Jennings has got it. 47-43. Norcross trying to get back into this basketball game. Tompkins on a spinorama gets fouled underneath. That's Trey Tompkins, the junior. Tompkins came out of Wesleyan High School here in Georgia, that moved to Oak Hill.
How about that front line at Wesleyan as young players, Aminu and Tompkins? And these are two guys obviously underclassmen, and that's why the plethora of great college coaches here tonight.
He's got 8 points in the ball game. Boy, these points really loom large now. 48-43 fourth quarter. Norcross would dearly love to knock off number one here in their fourth game. Oak Hill's trying to go 11-0 this year with a win here. The second for Tompkins is good.
And Aminu back in the ball game. They're going to have to look to get him going quickly. Try to keep it within striking distance.
Aminu having some trouble with a cramp apparently. Those costly turnovers continue. That's the 17th turnover for Norcross in this game. Jennings feeding it underneath. Ball rolls free. Norcross gets it back, knocked out of bounds, but it went off Oak Hill.
Well, I haven't seen every high school team obviously this year, but based on the way Norcross has played tonight, even if they don't win this game, I'd have a hard time believing they're going to drop very far in those polls.
I guess. He had one of the most ferocious first quarters I've seen in any basketball game in a long time in this game. Boy, they came out fired, ready to go. DeMercy on the long cross court. Muhammad Afi misses off the front. Jennings gets the rebound. Jennings loves to throw that basketball long. That'll be tipped away on Legion's pass.
You know, it's interesting, Gary, watching Jennings and then Legion and Smith. I think his passing actually is contagious because everybody looks ahead once Jennings makes that pass. Legion trying to find Smith that time.
He'll play it in along the baseline. Smith goes underneath, tipped right back to him, and a good tip. Shot gets partially blocked. Two good plays by Aminu underneath. He wanted to get the rebound all alone. Ooh! Mamma mia. That's a hard fall right there. And getting up is Lawal. He's all right.
Now that's a heads-up play by Brandon Jennings. Let's take a look here as he's coming to the hole, and listen to this.
Just hard enough so that it wasn't intentional.
That's right.
But he made sure that the big guy wasn't going to get the 2 and the free throw.
Jennings draws the foul his first, 12 points as he makes the first from the line. Johnny Lawal, 10-point average this year.
And what I really liked about Brandon Jennings there, a lot of young people don't want to be embarrassed. And that could have been a poster situation where Brandon Jennings gets dunked on, but he was tough enough to go up and make the defensive play that needed to be made.
Then he goes end-to-end, and he got fouled on the drive. No basket before the second effort. What a finish we got coming here with 6:31 left to go. ESPN college basketball doubleheader Saturday. First at noon, George Mason, the Patriots, take on the Duke Blue Devils. 2 Eastern, Wisconsin State bragging rights on the line as the Badgers will go up against Marquette. That's ESPN on Saturday.
And it's not necessarily going to be a rebuilding year for the Duke Blue Devils. They don't rebuild, but when you take a look at Nolan Smith and Taylor King and Kyle Singler, that's a pretty good beginning to next season with the group that's coming back.
Jennings has 4 points in the game, 82% free throw shooter. When you want on the line, always 51-45, Oak Hill up. Norcross still well within striking distance here. Tariq Mohammed posting it high and low. That one is rejected. Naismith trying to get it inside, couldn't do it. And right now, Norcross cannot afford these turnovers.
I agree. They've got to be efficient every time down these final 6 minutes.
Because Jennings will take it all the way on him. 7 points. Jennings just splitting everybody on that one. Mohammed trying to go underneath. Jennings trying to knock it away. That's for 2. Air ball taken down by Legion.
2 tough decisions by Naismith.
Legion hesitated. No basket. Foul before. Legion with a little double pump right there. Let's take a look at our progressive game track.
Oh, there you go. Nolan Smith, obviously, 20 points of the 53. Very efficient, only 10 shots, Stephen Bartle. You almost wonder whether he should shoot the ball more.
Yeah, and he's only got 2 points here in the second half, so Norcross done a good job adjusting, trying to find where he is in the half-court set, but still getting it done behind Brandon Jennings, leading the way.
Legion missed the first one. He makes the second one. 54-45. Norcross now with a couple of turnovers the last time down. Can't have that happen anymore. They need to find a way to put this ball in the hoop.
Nice adjustment here. Against the zone, you see that Coach Martin switched Naismith and DeMercy out top, put the smaller Muhammad along the baseline so they can pinpoint pass against the zone defense. Nice adjustment. Let's see how it works out for them.
Trey Tompkins picks up his 4th personal foul and a 1-and-1. See how this matters going down the stretch. First one is up. It is no good. Deep rebound is lost, so there's one big chance they do not get.
Sophomore Muhammad should have been ready for that tip out.
Jennings on a 360. It'll be bounced out deep and controlled by Legion, and that'll go behind and out of play. Clock now against Norcross as well. 5:30 to go and a 9-point lead for Oak Hill.
I think it's a sign of respect that Steve Smith has stayed in this zone in the second half, trying to battle that front line of Norcross, and it's caused some unlikely turnovers from that Norcross backcourt.
Denzel Jones comes into the ball game, and Mohammed comes out of there, so that will leave Naismith 15 on top with DeMercy. And they play tic-tac here, looking to try and get it underneath. Up high, Amino's on the high post. They go down low, and that's where they've had some turnovers, and there's another one. Stolen by DeMercy again. Hands it off, and it's stuck on the wall.
There's the poster you talked about. It wasn't Jennings. Nolan Smith was a recipient.
And he jumped and got off his feet, and then he said, oh, my goodness. Let me back away a little bit.
Yeah, Norcross is only 1 out of 5 from the floor here in this quarter. It's still 54-47. Smith in. He got stopped. Good play by Amino. He just stood there and held his ground. Off to Naismith. Big transition right here. His little lob pass gets booted away, and Jennings gets charged with a foul.
Well, Jennings thought he got it clean.
And you see Steve Smith there not happy with the non-call that time. It looked like Smith got hit going to the basket. The rule of verticality. Al-Farouk had his hands kind of down, made the contact. That young man will get that call 9 times out of 10.
Jones, a sophomore, and these points they need are not going in. He's had 8 points per game. 3-point shooter brought in to try and get some. Just came off the bench. Has not scored here in this game. Denzel Jones out of Norcross, where the school is, and that one is up and it is good. And it'll make it 54-48. Muhammad comes back into the game now for Norcross.
You just wonder if Oak Hill, and they probably do, have the poise to finish this out because they don't play in these kind of games. So this is a good test even for later in the year as they play in a lot of these prominent tournaments around the country.
Usually their starters are on the bench by this point. Watching the basketball game. There's Smith. That's for 3. Rebound. DeMercy had it. Batted away. Went off DeMercy. Big play right there for Oak Hill. All these possessions now are vital for both of these teams.
Right now, Norcross, as you see Coach Martin right there, trying to figure out a way to get going. They need some stops, secure the defensive glass, and get up the court and try to get some easy looks.
Little one-arm hook, no good. Got his own rebound and puts it home. Nice play by Vaughn. He's got 6. He had to go twice, Julian Vaughn, to put that one in. DeMercy into the corner. Naismith coming out. Naismith double team, needs some help.
Needs a timeout.
And loses the basketball. Another big turnover as Legion was there to take it away. The 19th turnover Norcross has had in this game. See if they can convert it. And a great dump pass to Smith. Beautiful play by Vaughn.
Sure was. You like to see a big guy be able to operate in tight quarters.
Muhammad gets it underneath. Lost 1 second when Lawal puts it home. Biggest lead of the game cut into.
Lawal not worried about foul trouble any longer. He's just going at the rim now.
He's got 17 points for Lawal. 3:29 to go. Timeout will be taken. 58-50. Number 1 Oak Hill over the white Norcross team. Norcross has been just that close but can't seem to get over the mountain. Smith and Lawal were the two that we talked about at the top. Let's see how they're doing.
Well, most impressive thing about Nolan Smith, he's obviously been a big offensive boost for Steve Smith, but he makes so few mistakes. Good open shooter, moves the ball well.
And then Gani Lawal has really taken over here in the second half with his defensive presence and hitting the offensive glass like his life depends on it. He's been running the floor pretty well. They've got to find a way to get him to rock down the stretch.
He is one of the 2 returning starters. He and Naismith are both back for Norcross. Oak Hill's had 11 steals now in this game, and a number of those have come here in this 4th quarter as they have put the pressure on. And that has been costly. No opportunity to score for Norcross when that happens. Here's Jennings. Oak Hill's got the basketball in a 58-50 lead. Jennings, 3. Ooh, down on the floor and out of bounds. It's a tough one as Vaughn went down along with Lawal. They are both mostly all right. Oak Hill's got 58-50 over Norcross with 3:15 to go in the basketball game in Atlanta.
Halt! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Answer my 3 questions and I'll let you pass.
Are you kidding?
What's large as a mountain but as small as a... Hey, how many people you got in there?
8.
Whoa, is that a DVD player?
Maybe.
Do I smell cookies?
Hit the gas. That's 3.
Beloved by humans, envied by trolls. The pilot from Honda.
After I dunk, this contest is gonna be over. I wanna write it, direct it, produce it. Come on, Pops. I ain't got all day. It's almost over. Yeah, I've been waiting for this a long time. Ooh. Oh, my back. That was awful. My back. 4.6. 4.6. I didn't ask you how tall you was. Stop that, pretty boy. 4'6". I'm gonna have to call y'all back. Show me what you got. No, stop showboating all the time and show us something. Well, here it comes. Pretty good. 7.8. Your dunk was garbage. Come on. It's your turn.
I don't do that dunk contest stuff.
What's wrong with you? Shoes too tight?
All right, man.
I've been waiting for this.
It ain't been nothing good like that since Sanford and Son. Dunk contests are bourgeois.
ESPN2's presentation of the Old Spice High School Showcase, presented by the LeBrons and NikeBasketball.com. Old Spice, smell great. And the 8-passenger Pilot.
The Old Spice High School Showcase, and it's in Atlanta, presented by Nike, and so far it has been the #1 team from Oak Hill that's been able to maintain that lead here, and now Norcross running out of time.
Well, our good friend Bob Davey from football says it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes, and there's been some Jimmies and Joes come through Oak Hill Academy.
I'll tell you what, Carmelo Anthony started coming to his own, and Stackhouse.
All those point guards, too. You look at Stevie Blake and Rondo, Marcus Williams with the Nets. I think that Taiwan Lawson's going to be pretty good, too.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but to be better than Rod Strickland, that's saying something right there, buddy.
All right, Norcross, let's see if they can do it here. Naismith, the senior, with the basketball, working against this zone now. High and low post setup. DeMercy goes to that offside corner, then comes back out again. There he is, number 21.
It's been a good zone. Kept the ball out of the inside for the most part.
Jones is their three-point shooter who's in the game, and there's their two-point man underneath Lawal.
So much for that.
Oh, man.
19 in the game.
And they got a little bit of penetration there with the pass. You can do it on the bounce or via the pass. That time got it in the teeth of the defense.
Take the drive of the baseline. It got partially blocked. Big turnover.
Must get a good shot here. Must.
They've got numbers if they push.
DeMercy brings it back out. Looking underneath. Amino goes in. One-hander up. No good. Rebounded. Underneath the wall. Up. Double team. Puts it home.
Oh, man. Through traffic.
21 points in the game. And now it is a 58-54 lead.
Well, he understands that even a shot at the rim is a pass to himself, and that's what he did there.
Jennings brings it back in, all the way in. Partially blocked, but he put it home. A game-breaking player. Brandon Jennings. He's got 9 points in the game. None bigger than those.
Seemed like Lawal got fingertips on that.
And he makes it look easy, going full speed off the glass over the shot blocker. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a tough shot made easy.
That's for three. DeMercy shot no good. Legion got the rebound, lost it. They'll keep it in. Lawal trying to go to the lane. Goes in with a big power move. Wow, 23 points.
You're seeing power. You're seeing finesse with that up and under move right there. Step through. The young man is tired, and he's got to ice his back because he's carrying his team right now.
Gary, it's only 2 possessions.
And momentum has turned back to Norcross in this game after a couple of turnovers by Oak Hill, and they've got it to 4 with 1:23 left to go.
Well, right now, if you're Oak Hill, now there's no shot clock, so you can elect to spread the court. Maybe get Norcross out of that zone. This guy, boy, Paul Hewitt's going to enjoy adding him to that front line.
See there, though, but that's a nice up and under step through. We've seen the power underneath with the dunks and whatnot, but just the ability to combine both, trying to bring his team back is really impressive.
He has had the last 8 points that Norcross has put up on the board in an 8-2 run to cut the lead to 60-56. Well, we hoped it would be worthy of the 1 and 2 rankings. It is indeed that, as these two teams have gone at it right from the get-go. And neither team's been able to build a big lead. Oak Hill has had control of the game. Look at that pass by Jennings. He throws it right through people.
Now, this is a delay game, so they are going to hold the ball. If you're Norcross, you've got to start thinking about fouling soon.
Legion, look in the lane. Jennings dishes. What a pass. Mercy. Tompkins was there and puts it on. He's got 11.
You know, you don't see the delay game anymore in college because of the shot clock. Vintage right there.
Now Norcross. Muhammad trying to get it in underneath. Triple team them out that time. And shot was no good. Had an opportunity and lost it. And now they'll slow it down again, and there's the foul. DeMercy commits it. Just as they came into forecourt, let's take a look at our Old Spice player of the game.
Well, not only has he been the leading scorer today, but a lot of people describe him as a glue-type player. Doesn't make any mistakes out there. Very efficient. Only 14 shots and has done some damage.
And he's also done damage on the defensive end on that wing of the zone, just making it nearly impossible for the penetrating passes and really have slowed the Blue Devils down.
Big foul shots for him here to help increase that lead. 71% free throw shooter, puts it home. 63-56.
Well, if this was a prize fight, we talked about it earlier, heavyweight fight 1 and 2. Oak Hill's going to win, but it's going to be a decision, certainly not a knockout.
Mercy got it up. Muhammad brings it into forecourt. They've got to shoot now. Jennings, and he forced another turnover as it went out of bounds. Jennings D that time created the havoc. Muhammad could not hang on. 26 seconds left to go. So Oak Hill is going to win their 11th of the season and go 11-0. And Norcross will be 3-1. But as Fran said, not much separation from what we've seen in this game.
Yep. And what's even more impressive is this is really a true road game for Oak Hill coming into Norcross's backyard. Norcross has the majority of their fans behind them, so impressive road victory for Oak Hill.
Quite frankly, Stephen A. is coming up next. And just where is mouth of Wilson, Virginia?
Southwestern Virginia. If you want a landmark, it's about 25 miles west of Galax.
That's where you don't fly into.
You're not going to fly into Galax.
Smith puts it up and is good. He's got 24.
Stephen, you made a great point. The last time they played number 2 was last February, where they took on O.J. Mayo's North College Hill team in front of 16,000 in Cincinnati.
Some disappointed fans from Norcross, but they need not be with the performance of their team here tonight. Jennings reaching in is going to be called on the foul. Muhammad saying about time. That's the third charge on Jennings. These two have had a lot of contact in this basketball game. But for a Norcross, not quite enough. That's a great representation from their student body here at Georgia Tech on the campus here in Atlanta. That one is up, and it is good. 5 points in the basketball game. Muhammad.
Well, their student body is used to winning. Their football team went deep into the state playoffs, and they have a powerhouse of their own, so they're not used to feeling like this towards the end of the ball game very often.
Not used to playing this kind of a powerhouse. He missed that on purpose, trying to keep control of the basketball, and it worked, except they didn't get the points. Comes batted away, and it's still loose. They need him. Naismith helped hold it in. Three-pointer no good. That's that. A tremendous basketball game. Oak Hill hangs on to that #1 ranking under Steve Smith as they beat Norcross 65-57.
Well, not only did we see two good teams, but we expected to see a lot of athleticism and skill on the floor. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see a lot of these guys play at the ACC level, other conferences. Fun game.
And what a display of talent from the Atlanta area on both sides of the ball this evening.
That's going to do it. Oak Hill wins it 65-57 over Norcross. For Frank Frischella and Stephen Bardo, I'm Gary Thorne. On behalf of all of our crew here in Atlanta, thanks, everybody. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Say you saw it here. #1 against #2. And #1, Oak Hill, comes away with a victory 65-57. From Atlanta, we bid you adieu.
Steve.
Man, what?
Man, Coach Parcells just made a Super Bowl speech. You didn't hear him?
Man, I ain't got no time for that, man. I got a birthday party to plan. Honey's gonna be there and everything, man. Carrot. Leave me alone, man. Tell him to say it later.
Also tonight, Ocho Cinco isn't the only weapon in the Bengals' offensive attack. I've got the other big guns, Rudy Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh in the house. Plus, a smorgasbord of sports luminaries, including Jermaine Taylor, Desmond Howard, Karan Butler, and Jeff Van Gundy. Almost too many to mention. All that and more next on Quite Frank. everybody. How you doing? Welcome to Quite Frankly. Thank you for being here. Got so many sports guests today that if you're not absolutely full when this hour's over, you're just greedy. In a minute, I'll get the ball rolling with boxer Jermaine Taylor. But first, let's do some quick hits on today's headlines. First up, Terrell Owens claimed he didn't hear Bill Parcells' championship speech because he was dreaming about a party in L.A. that he's going to throw or something. Let me tell y'all something right now. Here's the biggest reason he didn't hear. He didn't hear because he's never won a championship, so he wouldn't know what a championship speech is like, even if you smacked him in the face with it, because he's been in the league for 11 years and has never captured anything. This is one of the baddest receivers in the game. There's no way to deny it. But you would think when you've been in the league this long, you would listen to a coach with a couple of championship rings when he has something to say to you. The fact that you don't listen, that's probably why you're still searching for a Super Bowl title. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Next up, games of ganja. Sacramento Kings forward Maurice Taylor was suspended 5 games by the NBA on Wednesday following his 3rd positive drug test, allegedly for marijuana. So the man smoked some weed and all of this other stuff. Here's my whole thing. You're making $9 million a year. You're making about that. Clearly, you're beyond your prime, assuming you actually had one after you left the University of Michigan. So you think about all of these things, and it's just a gall, y'all. I don't know about everybody else, but if you're making that much money and you know you are a shell of yourself and you are not producing, you got a lot of nerves sitting there smoking some weed. I mean, give me a break. You know, you're just chilling out, maxing and relaxing like you don't have anything to worry about. If I was him, I'd suspend him for 20 games just to teach everybody a lesson. Next up, one old bird. It's hard to believe how long it's been since Larry Bird took flight, but the Boston Celtics legend turned the big 5-0 today. Gotta give Larry Bird love. I mean, you can be critical of him all you want to. You want to say this, and I mean this with all the affection in the world. Baddest white boy I've ever saw play a game of basketball. I'm telling you something right now. He used to destroy everybody. Dominique Wilkins would tell you that. Michael Jordan, even despite dropping 63 on Boston years ago, he'd tell you that. Larry Bird is one of the baddest players ever to play this game, one of the greatest shooters that I've ever seen, worthy of all the championships he captured. You have to do, this is what you do for Larry Bird. That's what you do for Larry Bird. That does it for my quick hits. Moving on. Jermaine Taylor just cemented his status as king of the middleweights with a pair of hard-fought wins over Bernard Hopkins in 2005. He battled Winky Wright to a draw last June, but remains undefeated with a record of 25-0-1. This Saturday, he'll put his title on the line when he takes on Kasim Umar. I spoke to Jermaine Taylor recently and asked him about his next opponent.
First of all, it's an honor to be on your show.
Thanks a lot,
and man. About Kasim Umar, he's a great fighter. He comes to fight. You know, he's a smaller guy, but he's a smaller guy with a big heart. You know, this man, he comes and throws punches in bunches. But, you know, I'm ready for whatever, baby.
Why are you fighting him, per se? Was there not a better fight out there for you?
To tell you the truth, I offered to fight the Winky. We offered Winky all kind of crazy money. He wouldn't fight. Why he don't want to fight, I don't know. But I seen Umar. Yeah, he was next in line, so we just took him. I'm trying to figure out who's there at 160. You know?
Well, I got the answer for you. There's nobody that's there at 160 other than Winky Wright. And I saw that fight, and actually I thought it was worth the draw. And I'm glad that you told me that you offered Winky Wright a rematch. He obviously felt that he got robbed. What were your thoughts about that fight against Winky Wright?
Okay, here it is. I'm middleweight world champion. I shouldn't have to chase you to fight me. You know, I don't have to fight you. You need to fight me. You know, and here it is, you know, at 160, Winky is the money man. I'm the money man at 160. Let's go ahead. Since he thought that he won the last fight, let's go ahead and fight again. Me, I'm the type of person, I can't wait to fight you. After the fight, all you heard me saying was, I can't wait to give him a rematch. It was a great fight. I made a lot of mistakes. He fought the best fight that he could ever fight in his life. But me, I made a lot of mistakes. And it ain't gonna happen again, you better believe it.
Do you feel that you lost that fight to Winky Wright the first time around?
I feel like the fight was a draw. To tell you the truth, everybody, you know, who watched the fight, they say that I won. If Winky feel like he won that fight, he been boxing for I don't know how long. He should have fought all 12 rounds. You never leave a fight up to the judges. You know what I mean? You've been fighting since you was young. You know better than that. I mean, if you're going to fight, come to fight. I fought all 12 rounds and I won the fight. I still got the belt anyway.
First of all, I was at the first Bernard Hopkins fight in Vegas. I was right there ringside, and I have to tell you something. I honestly believe that you had lost that first fight by decision, obviously, and I thought you legitimately won in the rematch. What did you think those fights against Bernard Hopkins did for your career?
Oh, my God, man. Hopkins, you know, here it is. He gave a man an opportunity to where, you know, he didn't have to give me the opportunity, and I respect him for that. And then, you know, in the rematch, you know, how we went out there, but I knew in the rematch there was going to be a fight because I wasn't bowing down to nobody. And, man, I went out there and gave it all I got. Hopkins gave me the chance of a lifetime, and I feel like that I owe it to everybody out there never to run from nobody because Hopkins didn't run from me.
With that being said, there's been talk that you're going to move up to super middleweight simply because you can't maintain, you know, holding your weight at 160. And I'm worried about you because I think you're going to go broke trying to wait for some contender at 168. There's really nobody there right now. I mean, is there anybody at the 168 pound division that's worthy of a pay-per-view fight or anything like that in your estimation?
Well, let me clear this up first of all. I have no problem making 160, but if Winky don't want to fight, then who's there at 160? You know, if I move up to 68, I got Joe Calzaghe. You know, he's up there right now. He's holding the belt. You know, and I think I need to come up there and take it from him.
What about starving yourself a little bit and eating some cereal and that's it, and going down to 154 to fight those guys?
I'm not going down to 154. That ain't going. It's not going to happen.
All right. So with that being said, before I let you get on out of here, what can we expect to see from you December 9th against Kasim Umar?
Expect me to go in there and do what I do best. That's box. I don't do a lot of showboat. Don't do a lot of talking noise. Kasim Umar, he's a great fighter. I give him all the respect in the world, but I have a job to do. Let's go in there and take him out.
When you gonna stop having decisions, man? You went 12 rounds twice against Hopkins. You went another 12 rounds against Wiki Ray. You were knocking everybody out before that time. I'm wondering when I'm gonna see some more knockouts from you.
You thinking the same thing I'm thinking, baby. I'm thinking it's time for a knockout, and that's all what's in my head. I'm not going in there. I'm not looking for a knockout, but you better believe that it's on my mind.
December 9th, Jermaine Taylor, the best middleweight champion in the world, the middleweight champion in the world, the best middleweight in the world, going up against Kasim Umar. Appreciate your time, buddy. Good luck. Keep doing what you're doing, my man.
Thank you so much for having me on Stowe, man. On your show.
Again, Jermaine Taylor will take on Kasim Umar this Saturday in Little Rock, Arkansas. Be sure to check that out. There's still much more to come on, quite frankly. When I return, Desmond Howard won the Heisman himself. So who's better qualified to pick the winner this year? He'll tell us if anybody has a chance to beat you know who. Stay tuned. Stephen A. Smith in the house. Holla at your boy.
Thursday, the first day you can smell football. It's updating your fantasy roster, reading the midweek drama. It's also 4 days till Chicago's D tries to continue its domination of the NFC as the Bears battle the Rams at 8:30.
The totally new Jeep Compass with an available 458-watt Boston acoustic stereo, MP3 input, and available Sirius satellite radio. It's never been more fun to give your friends a lift to work. Jeep Compass. It's freedom in a whole new dimension.
Where did I park my car? Oh, no.
If you have trouble remembering what you don't write down, now there's an easy way to remember everything. It's called My Lil Reminder, the digital voice recorder that records without tape.
Blue section, row 18.
Then reminds you later.
Blue section, row 18.
Just press the button to record.
Milk, juice, butter, and eggs.
Then play back your reminder when it's time. Microtechnology makes it smaller than a business card, perfect for your purse, pocket, or briefcase. Or slip one on your key ring and you'll remember everything.
That's left on Main Street, then go 2 miles and right on out.
So easy, even a child can use it.
Don't forget I'll be at Grandma's till 5.
Number is 555-282-47.
Perfect for shopping lists, directions, phone numbers, the office, even at school.
Read chapters 6 and 7 for Friday.
And look, My Lil Reminder even has a built-in LED flashlight to give you a little extra light whenever you need it. Use it as a message center for the entire family.
Honey, don't forget to pick up Jessica at 7.
Other digital voice recorders can cost up to $100, but through this special TV offer, you can get My Lil Reminder with built-in flashlight direct from the manufacturer for only $9.99. And because everyone in your family will want one, call now, and we'll send you a second one absolutely free. You just pay shipping and handling. That's right, you get 2 My Lil Reminder digital voice recorders with built-in LED flashlights. And best of all, you get them both for only $9.99. But don't forget to call. Don't forget to call. This offer is not available in stores, so call now. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-959-6713 to order My Lil Reminder for only $9.99, and we'll send you a second one absolutely free. So call 1-800-959-6713. Must be 18 or older to order. That's 1-800-959-6713. Call now.
Saturday night, one college football player will transcend greatness and become a legend. The Heisman Trophy presentation, Saturday at 8 on ESPN, followed by Ali Rap.
Coming up tomorrow, before their date with possible college football immortality, I'll sit down with 2 Heisman hopefuls, Ohio State's incredible quarterback Troy Smith and Arkansas freight train Darren McFadden are in the house to talk about their pick for the NCAA's top award. I'll get all the answers. Check it out. Welcome back to Quite Frankly. My next guest is a man who's probably very upset with the BCS committee right now, but I don't think we can blame him for being a little biased. He played football for the University of Michigan from 1988 to 1991 and finished his collegiate career by winning the Heisman Trophy. Today, he works as a college football analyst right here for ESPN. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Desmond Howard. What up, baby? What's up, man? Good to see you, man. What's going on? Yes, sir. Desmond, appreciate you, man. How you doing, man? How's everything going?
I'm doing great. Everything is beautiful, you know?
You sure? You sure it's beautiful? I'm not sure that beautiful is the right word for you to use. You started at the University of Michigan. Okay. They're not number 2 in the country. They're going to be in the Rose Bowl against USC, but they're not going to be playing against Ohio State for the national championship. Right. Did the BCS get it right, man?
Well, I'm going to tell you, as an analyst, I'm a guy who watches college football week in and week out, entire games, probably about 20 games a Saturday. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the Florida Gators, I saw them play LSU down in Gainesville. Right. That was a game that LSU almost gift wrapped it because they played so terrible, but Florida played good. Mm-hmm. The next week, I saw them in Auburn play against Auburn. They lost that game, played good, but didn't win. Mm-hmm. Then I saw them 2 weeks ago against Florida State, a team that's 6-6. Mm-hmm. And I remember looking at that game. I was in L.A. waiting for the Notre Dame USC game on that Saturday. So I'm watching this game in my hotel room Friday, and I'm like, man, this team is just so-so. Yeah, just so-so. They never struck me as the number 2 team in the country. So I don't think that they got it right. I think it was a situation where the voters is like babies looking at lights, and they got excited about something that they saw. They saw the SEC game against Arkansas, and they voted them in. They forgot about the game they saw 2 weeks ago when Ohio State played Michigan, and they only won by 3 points in the horseshoe. They kind of forgot that game because Michigan hadn't played in 2 weeks, and they voted Florida in.
I'm just trying to figure out how could you say they look good when they lost to Auburn. They lost 27-17. How you look good in the loss?
Well,
I thought when you lose, you didn't look good.
They looked good in the first half. All right. But the second half, Auburn's defense came out and they controlled the game. They came out and they just dominated Florida that second half. The first half, I mean, Florida, like they were going to just walk away with another victory. Second half, they went in and made some adjustments. Came out and did
What about those people that look at a Michigan, Ohio State and say that's arguably the greatest rivalry in all of sports? It's definitely heated. Ohio State was number 1. Michigan was number 2. They had their opportunity. They went, into Columbus, Ohio, and they lost the game. What about that's your shot? You knew it was your shot and you blew it. What about people who make that argument for Florida against Michigan?
Well, that's as ridiculous as saying Ohio State played Texas second game of the season, right? They beat Texas. Now, say Texas ran the table and they were number 2 in the country when it was all said and done.
Okay.
Are you going to tell me since Texas lost to Ohio State in the second game of the season, they shouldn't have a chance at the national championship because they're number 2 in the country?
Right.
That's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, but that's a September game or an October game. You're talking about this is the last game of the season, November 18th.
Let me finish. The people who are making that argument, the Florida Gators, I'm going to have to take them back to 1996 now.
Okay.
That's how they won their only national championship. They were beaten by Florida State at the end of the season. But the voters voted Florida number 2. They went on to the Sugar Bowl and beat the brakes off of Florida State.
That's right.
And they got the championship rings. So it's like a little hypocrisy involved in this right now. So to me, when I see a guy like Chris Leak, now I'm happy for Chris Leak. When it's all said and done, I don't think that they got it right. But this is a kid who knew that this coach is bringing in an unconventional system that wasn't tailored to his strengths. But he never complained, even though he was maligned a lot in the media, and he was criticized by his own fans. I mean, times where he was booed.
Right.
But he's a classic drop-back passer. This type of system need like a Michael Vick type guy.
Gotcha.
And that's not his style. But he never complained. He bit the bullet.
He's right here on this show. He's a classy kid.
Oh, he became a team guy. He handled it with class and humility. And I'm happy that this guy is getting a chance right now to play a national championship because he deserves it. Now, his coach, Urban Meyer, needs to take a chapter out of that kid's book because he didn't handle the situation that well. He made some very questionable comments.
Politicking for Florida to be the number 2 ranked team in the nation so they could compete for the national championship. He was politicking on behalf of his program. It worked. It worked, Desmond.
I mean, but listen, he gonna tell you, listen, if the number 2 team in the country, this is when Michigan was number 2, if they end up number 2 and play the number 1 team, then we need to have the presidents of the universities convene immediately to start a playoff system. Now, how you gonna say that when they're number 2? Let the system play itself out.
Evidently it worked, Desmond.
And that's the thing. So handle it with class and humility and let it play itself out. Had he not made those comments, he doesn't look.
Far be it for me to say, because you've always been a classy guy, but class and humility got this man to the national championship game against Ohio State, so evidently it worked.
No, it wasn't class and humility.
No, I'm saying the lack of class. The lack of class and humility on his part. We'll acknowledge that, but evidently somebody was listening because he's playing for the national championship.
I'm going to say that if Michigan Ohio State would have played that game the same Saturday that we had the SEC championship, no matter what he said, Michigan would have been playing a national championship game.
Right.
See, it's people, they got short memory. That's all.
Let me ask you this. This is the best way to determine the national champion in this system. Would you like to see a playoff system or you approve of the system as presently constructed?
I like the system the way it is, but it needs to be tweaked. I just don't want a playoff system. That's just how I feel personally. I think that you need to have people voting who watch these teams. I mean, even Urban Meyer himself, a couple of nights ago, said, I only seen Ohio State once, and that was against Michigan. How is he going to vote on a weekly basis if he is not seeing these teams play? See, that's the hypocrisy.
Did you approve? What about when everybody was talking about how Tressel, the coach for Ohio State, did not vote for who should be the number 2 team? Did you agree with his decision not to cast his vote, or do you think he should have been involved in the voting process?
He took the high road. You're supposed to be involved in the voting process. Why not vote? I mean, so what? You're going to make somebody mad. That's life. Place a vote. That's what the system is designed to do, and that's another flaw in the system.
When I think about you, I think about the fact that you won the Heisman Trophy in 1991. I mean, you were doing your thing at Michigan. We all know how much of a star player you were. And this week, you're gonna learn about the Heisman candidates and all of that stuff. We already know who they are, obviously. But I want to ask you, what does the Heisman Trophy signify in your estimation? The winner of the Heisman Trophy, is it the best player in college football, or is this the most valuable player to its team? I mean, what does the Heisman Trophy signify in your estimation?
In my opinion, Steve, it's the best player in college football. And I judge him by 2 things. I look at what a kid does and who he does it against. And to me, the best players step up the biggest when the stage is the biggest. And the guy like Troy Smith has stepped up big in big games.
We might as well not even talk about anybody else in comparison to him and what he did this year.
And that's what it's about to me. See, a lot of people, they get excited because guys have good games. I'll tell you about the other candidates, though. They have a guy, Steve Slayton, a fantastic running back out of West Virginia. Very exciting, extremely fast. His biggest game is going to be Louisville. I'm going to judge you by what you do against Louisville. I don't care what you do against Pitt, Cincinnati.
There we go.
It's irrelevant to me.
Very irrelevant.
Yeah. The second biggest game of the year in college football was Louisville, West Virginia, Thursday night. The kid fumbled twice. You can't put yourself in that elite category now to be nominated for that award because when the stage was the biggest, you didn't produce.
What about Brady Quinn? quarterback for Notre Dame. Come on. I'm just mentioning him. I got to ask you, a college football analyst. I got to ask you.
Brady Quinn.
I got
Brady Quinn is on the cover of every magazine when the season started. You know, he was a preseason front runner. This kid had a game against Georgia Tech by his own self-admittance was not a good game. They only won 14-10.
He had no choice but to admit it. When you play in front of 100,000 people and don't get it done, what you gonna do, lie?
That's right.
I mean, I don't care that he admitted it. It don't mean anything to me, but go ahead.
And then 2 weeks later, Michigan came into South Bend.
Ramrodded them 47-21. Ran all over them.
I put it to you like this. At the end of the game, he wasn't the quarterback. So that's how bad that game was. And so he didn't play big in the big games.
Brady Quinn, how do you think he'll do in the pros, especially in comparison to Troy Smith, who'll probably go pro as well? What are your thoughts? Assuming he'll go pro, but what are your thoughts?
No, Brady Quinn, I believe, will do well in the pros if you get with the right system. See, he has the guy who a lot of people respect and love, and that's Charlie Weiss. Now, they think, you know, Charlie Weiss made Tom Brady. He didn't make Tom Brady. You know, that's like Jay-Z saying, I heard people out there saying that you made Hov.
There you go.
Make another Hov.
Make another Hov. That's the new album. That's right. Lost one. Absolutely. Go ahead.
Right. So I think a lot of people, just because of that simple factor, are going to think that Brady Quinn is going to be extremely successful in the NFL. Brady Quinn, the problem that he has, if you really study him, he doesn't handle pressure well. He's, I think, athletic enough to get away from pressure, to slide left, slide right. He's not Michael Vick, but he's not Drew Bledsoe either.
I got you.
He has to get with a system that's going to cater to his talents, but they're going to have to protect him. He's gun shy. If he gets hit, though, he gets happy feet, and that's why Notre Dame has struggled against top-tier teams, because they put pressure on Brady Quinn.
Let me go back to this national championship game. Who's going to win?
Well, listen, the national championship game to a lot of people in my profession was November 18th. This is you know, just a bonus game for Ohio State.
Anticlimactic.
It's a bonus game. If Florida come out and play that A+ game, we may have a good game on our hands. But Ohio State, that's just that machine just runs over everybody. I mean, they're a well-coached, well-oiled machine.
You're doing a hell of a job on College Game Day, baby. Congratulations. Great season for you, man. Thanks a lot, man. There's more to come. You're watching, quite frankly, on ESPN2. Be right back in a minute.
Coming up next on Quite Frankly, the Bengals are back on track, and I'll be joined by two stars from Cincy's sizzling offense. TJ Houshmandzadeh and Rudy Johnson are in the house. Next on Quite Frankly. Stick around. 1, 2.
You saw the movie, but you didn't see this.
Definitely inappropriate in front of the kids.
See what they didn't show you in the theater.
That's just insanity.
Talladega Nights. Unrated, uncut, unbelievable.
Do you know if I'm dead or if this is a sex dream?
On DVD and Blu-ray December 12th.
Honey, look! Dolphin! Wow, I can't believe it!
There's a better way to phone for less.
Sweet bondage!
Unlimited local and long-distance calling, just $24.99 a month. That's a savings of up to 50% on your phone bill.
Honey, the Dolphins! Come on, let's go play!
Bondage, one smart decision among many, many stupid ones. Call 1-800-930-4VON.
Mom, gonna be late for the game.
Because you never seem to get stranded in safe places, Black & Decker created the Simple Start. Just plug it into your car lighter and within minutes, your battery is charged. Without the hassle of jumper cables. Learn more at blackanddecker.com/simplestart.
For years, E-Trade stood outside, throwing stones at the financial establishment. Now that we've matured and offer everything from trading to banking, we're doing it from inside. Be extraordinary at eTrade.com.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.
10 years ago, it started with a click. Progressive made car insurance easier by putting it online. They were the first. And 29 million quotes later, they're still doing it better than anyone else. So see how Progressive Direct changed car insurance forever. And it all started with a click.
People say we're more like an old married couple than roommates.
Only we're not old and we're not married.
At least we agree on one thing.
Charter high-speed internet.
Yep.
Now we have the fastest internet connection around.
And we have the extra security and features that I want.
Plus up to 10 email accounts and spam filtering.
I would say it's the one good idea you've had.
I thought of the tiki bar. What's wrong with the tiki bar?
I don't like it, and it doesn't match.
Get even more value with Charter high-speed internet. Call 1-877-SAVE-181 today.
Welcome back to Quite Frankly. When you think about the Cincinnati Bengals offensive attack, the first name that comes to mind is outspoken superstar wide receiver Chad Johnson. But trust me, there's more to the Bengals than Ocho Cinco. Today, I've got a couple of other members of the high-powered Cincinnati attack, including a man who's hauled in 19 touchdown passes over the past 6 seasons, and his teammate who's rushed for nearly 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns this season for the 7-5 Bengals. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and give it up for wide receiver TJ Houshmandzadeh and running back Rudy Johnson. To meet you, boys. How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. What's going on? Welcome back, man. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. What's up, fellas?
What's happening? Chilling.
How y'all doing, man?
We good, man.
Y'all good? I'm glad to see. What's been going on the last couple of weeks? I was worried about y'all for a little while there. Y'all seem to be struggling. I didn't know what was up with y'all, but y'all seem to get it together over the last couple of weeks. Just recently beat the Ravens last Thursday. What's going on? What's the reason for the turnaround with the team?
More focused. We know we can't lose another game. We had a lot of injuries when we went through the losing streak, but we getting some guys back, and we just know to get into the playoffs. 11-5 might be the worst record that's going to get in, so we gotta stay ready.
Rudy, was it just about injuries, though, or was there something else that was going on with this team at the time when y'all were struggling and y'all were just a 500 team, especially in light of the huge expectations that came along with this team entering the season?
I think for the most part, it did have a lot to do with injuries. I mean, anytime you lose a group of guys along the offensive front, that's our heart and soul of our team. You know, everything starts up front with those guys. When you lose your center, your left tackle, your right guard, of course it's going to affect everything you do. So, you know, it gave, and that being said, it gave Carson not the same amount of time he had, you know, throwing the ball down the field, you know, creating different problems in the running game. So when you lose a group of guys like that, it definitely, you know, takes its toll on the team. But at the same time, we knew it the whole time when we get guys back. And that's what we're starting to do now, get guys back, you know, slowly but surely. You can see the difference.
TJ, coming into the season, and you and I spoke on this show before, you know, you got, first of all, major props to you because you ain't just the other receiver. You can ball, so I want to congratulate you on that because you are no scrub by any stretch of the imagination. I want to talk about what your expectations were for this season, considering the fact that a lot of people looked at y'all and felt the defense was suspect. Knew y'all had an offense, but the defense seemed suspect. What were your expectations?
I think our expectations to start the season the same as they are now, getting to the playoffs and playing Miami, be the last one of the last 2 teams to play. I think it's very realistic to say that was a goal, and we still can achieve that goal. We, you know, when things are going so good, people, the media, everybody want to hop off the bandwagon. Now we starting to do a little good. We drive by, they tell us, stop, let us hop back on. But that's how it is.
I'm looking at the 7-5 teams in the AFC, y'all. I see y'all, I see Denver, I see Kansas City, I see Jacksonville, see the New York Jets coming out of nowhere right now. My thinking is this: if y'all can get home field advantage, at least for a divisional playoff game, assuming y'all get to the playoffs, that's a big deal. Because it's cold in Cincinnati, just like it's cold in Chicago. A lot of people don't like to play in that weather. What are your thoughts about that, TJ?
I don't like to play in that weather.
Yeah, okay.
You know? But I can't say I'm used to it. Been out there doing it for a while. We practicing it. We don't have an indoor, so we out there every day, rain, sleet, snow, whatever it may be. So it gives us an advantage to have to practice in that type of weather, especially when the team, they come from an indoor facility or a good weather city. It gives us an advantage.
All right, what about you, Rudy? I mean, you think the same thing?
Tough mentality. You know, we got the same tough mentality our head coach got, Coach Lewis. You know what I mean? We talk about getting the bubble all the time, an indoor practice facility, but we ain't trying to hear it, you know what I mean? So we got to go out there, like he said, rain, sleet, snow, cold, hot, whatever. We out there practicing for long hours at a time, and that also pays off on